nice deep breath to start with. What you said that struck me was the whole idea of running away. And what I'd like to do with you, if this is okay with you, is start with a recent experience of running away. It's really obvious to you running away from a person or situation. And then let's just flesh that out, do some EFT on that. But also then go back to an early example and run the living technique on that. Thank you.
I guess the most recent example is I grew up in a very abusive home, and I had a very extremely verbally and physically abusive mother who mostly targeted my brother. And I was the youngest of four. I had two older sisters, my brother, and then myself. And my brother was hyperactive, and my mother was overwhelmed. And she may or may not have post-traumatic stress herself. She would fly into rages and really just wail on my brother. And so I watched this, and it caused me incredible anguish. So I actually began this whole process of healing myself because I developed symptoms of post-traumatic stress in my early 20s. I had severe nightmares, and I went to therapy. It helped me understand it, but I didn't really know why everything was happening until they finally diagnosed me. I discovered EMDR in my early 30s, so that helped. But during this whole process, my brother has done no work. He was an alcoholic. He stopped drinking. He's now self-medicating, smoking pot, and he's been using ginseng, which seems to help with anxiety. He is having rage fits towards me because I am triggering him. So what he is seeing when I say something is he is hearing my mother's abusive voice. Now I could say the sky is blue, and he will accuse me of criticizing him and abusing him. So I don't have to do anything. I don't have to say anything. If he's in a certain state of mind, he will start screaming at me. And this is coming about because three of us have inherited the house we grew up in Pennsylvania, and I've been renovating the house. So he comes on the weekend, and I have lately been avoiding him because I've literally seen him drive in. I will sneak out the back door and get in my car and drive away because there's nothing I can do, really. I know I'm triggering.
Okay, so imagine being there now. Okay, so you're there.
Yeah.
He is coming back to the house. You know you want to sneak away. You're expecting him to get angry if you could say the sky is blue. What number are you if that's the moment?
It's probably like a 6. I mean, I've done some work on this. I think part of the thing is I never know if he's going to have a rage fit or if he's just going to be normal. And I think that suspense of not, like if he were always having a rage fit, I would know exactly how to behave. If he were always calm and normal and rational, I would have a set of rules. But it's exactly like with my mother. It's like walking on eggshells.
Right.
I just don't know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and the person who's emotionally angry or disturbed or however they are, doesn't have to be that way all the time. Just being that way once in a while is usually enough to get everyone else around the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So you just picture yourself going to the back door, and the back door is locked. You lock it out. Your plan has failed. It walks in.
There's substantial bit of anxiety.
Yeah. So are you more than 6 now, or?
I'd probably say like an 8.
To an 8. Okay. So if you could escape, it'd be a higher number.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I always have an escape route.
Yes. That's an adult coping skill. So you have an escape route now, and that's a smart coping skill which you do as an adult, which you couldn't do as a child.
Yeah.
So let's then travel back in time to those feelings at an early age. So what do you feel is in your body as you think about being trapped in the house with your brother?
Well, the scenario when I was young, it was more my mother who was the one out of control.
Yes, right.
But he was it sort of vacillated between either him being out of control or my mother. But he would beat up on me or trip me. Apparently he tripped me a lot as a child, around between 2 and 3. I didn't know, I don't remember this, but that's what my older sister had told me. And then when he would pick on me, my mom would fly in a rage and then hurt him. And so I would feel terribly guilty, and I felt this huge compassion for him because I didn't see the part of him hurting me. I only saw the fact that my mom was hurting him.
Yes. Hey.
And I couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
It was terrifying.
Yeah. Okay. So. Why I'm having you tell this and not tap is because I'm actually trying to let you feel it. Normally speaking, I'm tapping all the way through the stories, but at this point, I think that really being able to feel the feeling deeply, even though it's difficult to do, is probably healthy, so you can capture the full emotion, light up those neural pathways you heal, then tap on those. So I'm actually trying to help raise your number a bit. So that's why I'm saying you have yourself.
No, yeah, some of this I understand now just because I've done so much work.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So let's go ahead and run 2 movies. Let's first of all the movie technique on him being in the house, remodeling now, and then also it's going to be a composite movie of your mom, him tormenting you, and your mom punishing him. So that's probably a good one. Is there one event like that that really stands out to you? Because you said your sister told you didn't know yourself. So do you have any recollection?
There was an event where I actually punched him in the nose. It's probably the only time I ever hit anybody. And I have a very clear memory of feeling very... So what happened is I punched him in the nose because he must have been picking on me. I must have been around 3. And my siblings sort of started cheering and clapping, and they were like so happy that I actually punched him in the nose. And I was incredibly ashamed because I thought, I'm hurting someone that I love, and everybody's against him already anyway. And I felt terrible, and I swore at that point I would never ever hurt him again, and I'd never hit anybody, ever again.
That's a good one. Let's take that one as a movie, because there are lots of different emotional crescendos. That your final resolution, not hurting anyone again, you're actually hitting him initially, your siblings cheering, so there are all these pieces to it which we can tap on. So what would the neutral point be there?
I just have an image of me as a little 3-year-old, sort of, walking through the house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Walking through the house would be the starting point.
Yeah.
What's the movie's name going to be?
Don't hurt my brother.
Don't Hurt My Brother. Now that seems to pack an emotional wallet for you when you say that movie title. What number are you? Just about the movie title itself.
Probably about a 9.
9
or 10.
9 or 10. Don't Hurt My Brother. So, Rose, before we tap, just sit there and feel that. Because we're used to trying to process our feelings, we're used to trying to stuff them, they're uncomfortable, it makes us feel uncomfortable, other people see us uncomfortable, and all those things are going on. So just having enough self-love to really let those feelings reside there, and not try to heal them for a moment is good. So let yourself just feel what you feel like. And let's have you run this movie in your mind silently, and then just nod when you get to a point of intensity. We'll tap on the title only first to start with. So, even though there was this event,
There was this event,
which I called Don't Hurt My Brother,
which I called Don't Hurt My Brother.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Don't hurt my brother,
Don't hurt my brother.
I deeply accept myself.
I deeply accept myself.
Don't hurt my brother.
Don't hurt my brother.
I deeply accept myself.
I deeply accept myself.
Don't hurt my brother.
Don't hurt my brother.
Okay, I'll follow you through the points. When you feel a shift in the point, then move to the next point. Don't hurt my brother.
Don't hurt my brother. Don't hurt my brother.
Don't hurt my brother.
Don't hurt my brother.
Don't hurt my brother.
Don't hurt my brother. Don't hurt my brother. Don't hurt my brother. So now I'm feeling more anger at my family members.
Okay. Yeah. That point seems to be doing well for you. That point seems to be really soothing you. I'm sorry.
Don't hurt my brother. And I think the big thing that I realized recently is that I was smarter than my brother. And I didn't realize he was competing and jealous of me until fairly recently. And I just, and it's still true. So I just think, you know, my family members shouldn't have been laughing at him because he had so much going against him already.
Yeah.
You know?
So I'm going to interrupt you there because I want to keep you on the track of the feelings. You're really smart, and you're really able to come up with all the reasons why you should, shouldn't, could have, why it been different. And those are interesting, but I want to give Rose a chance to deeply feel, because Rose is so good at thinking. And give a choice between thinking and feeling. She will go on thinking every time.
That's right.
So let her stay at feeling this time around. So Don't Hurt My Brother is the movie title, and what number do you be high, so let yourself feel a high number, if you it's lower high number.
It's probably like a 2.
The 2, okay. Good. So let's start the movie. We'll run the movie from neutral points. The neutral point is you were walking through the house, 3 years old.
Am I tapping or not?
Yes, you tap.
Okay. Thank you. And I'm just running this in mind myself.
Running in your mind, just nod whenever you get to like 3 or more intensity. So go slowly through the movie. Okay. So what phrase is there when used as emotional crescendo?
Little Rose is angry.
Little Rose is angry. So even though Little Rose is angry,
Even though Little Rose is angry,
I deeply, completely
I deeply completely,
accept Big Rose and Little Rose.
I deeply completely accept Big Rose and Little Rose.
Again, even though Little Rose is angry,
Even though Little Rose is angry,
I deeply accept
I deeply accept.
both Big Rose and Little Rose.
I deeply accept Big Rose and Little Rose.
Good. That 2 times is fine. Just do a nice deep breath there, so it's like you're processing. So Little Rose is angry.
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 A little bit louder. Little Rose is angry.
Little Rose is angry.
Get angry.
Little Rose is angry.
Yeah, good.
I'm angry.
I'm angry.
I'm sick of my brother picking on me.
Yeah, good. Good. Even louder.
I'm sick of my brother picking on me. He's mean.
And I am angry.
And I'm angry.
And I accept being angry.
I accept being angry.
Okay, so what number are you now around that moment realizing the Rose is angry?
I don't feel the anger anymore, but I feel sadness again.
Let's rewind the beginning again. So you walk through the house, then just stop me, run the movie, we hit the emotional crescendo, then stop, nod, we'll tap on that. So what's happening in this emotional crescendo?
I guess I realized what I had done.
Okay. So even though I realized what I had done,
Even though I realized what I'd done,
what I had done was what?
hit my brother. Out of
My brother.
anger.
Yeah. I accept myself.
I accept myself.
I hit my brother,
I hit my brother.
and I accept myself.
And I accept myself.
I accept the version of Rose who hits her brother.
I accept the version of Rose who hits her brother.
I accept the version of Rose who hits people.
I accept the version of Rose who hits people.
There is a version of Rose who hits people.
There is a version of Rose who hits people.
It's very difficult to deal with this aspect of myself. Yeah, just keep tapping, don't talk. Okay. So I know Rose is a very good, kind person, and so she has a very difficult time accepting this is part of her as well, that she can get angry, she can hit people, yeah. But it is part of you, and that part of you deserves possibly the most love. Certainly lots of love. So, I hit my brother.
I hit my brother.
There's a part of me that hit people,
There's a part of me that hits people.
and I love myself anyway.
And I love myself anyway.
I accept myself,
I accept myself.
especially the part that hits people.
Especially the part that hits people.
I accept that part of Rose.
I accept that part of Rose.
I accept that version of Rose.
I accept that version of Rose.
I'm lovable
I'm lovable
and acceptable,
and acceptable.
even though I hit people.
Even though I hit people.
I hit people.
I hit people.
You deserve it.
He deserved it.
I was angry.
I was angry.
You tormented me.
He was tormenting me.
I hit him.
I hit him.
And I still love and accept myself.
I still love and accept myself.
So thinking about that moment when you realize what you've done, you've hit him, what number are you right now around that memory?
Well, I just remembered I gave him a bloody nose.
Oh, okay. Is it a new memory that you've forgotten before?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so his bloody, just imagine him having a bloody nose. Imagine him bleeding. Okay, what number are you around him bleeding?
I'm so happy I gave him a bloody nose. He deserved it.
Okay, so, wow. Not only does Rose hit people, she's happy about it.
He's a brat.
So, even though I gave him a bloody nose,
Even though I gave him a bloody nose,
I accept myself.
I accept myself.
Even though I'm happy about having a bloody nose,
I'm happy about giving him a bloody nose.
I accept myself.
I accept myself.
I accept the part of myself that's happy about having a bloody nose.
I accept the part of me that is happy about giving him a bloody nose.
These are all parts of me.
These are all parts of me.
I love and accept them all.
I love and accept them all.
I'm ambivalent about having some of these parts,
I'm ambivalent about having some of these parts,
and I still accept myself.
and I still accept myself.
Gave him a bloody nose.
Gave him a bloody nose.
I felt happy about it. So did my siblings.
So did my siblings.
Maybe I'll do it again.
Maybe I should do it again.
Rather than sneaking out the back door.
Rather than sneaking out the back door.
Yeah, bloody nose.
A bloody nose.
Bloody nose.
Bloody nose.
Happy about the bloody nose.
Happy about the bloody nose.
He deserved it.
He deserved it.
I accept myself.
I accept myself.
Okay. So, go ahead and replay the movie vividly in your mind. Imagine each crescendo, imagine each detail of it. And if you're, as you play through from the beginning, from walking through the house, the number rises above a 3, let me know it's not.
No, no, no.
Okay. So now to test, we'll have her tell the story out loud. So the movie technique is silent. Telling the story is the verbal part of the movie technique. We tell the story out loud. So start at the neutral point, tap all the way through, and just begin with walking through the house. Let's walk through the house. It's 3 years old.
So I was 3 years old. I was walking through the house. I was having fun, and my brother tripped me. I got really mad, and I punched him in the nose. I swung at him, and I made contact. I punched him in the nose. I gave him a bloody nose. All my siblings and my parents saw this and were cheering for me. And I didn't know what to do, because I thought it was strange that they were cheering for me.
Because you felt terrible about it.
Because I felt bad about it.
Yeah. So what was your highest number when you told that story at the end? Obviously it rose at the end when you were puzzlement about why they were cheering you on, because you felt so bad.
Yeah, I think that's the piece that I
Yeah.
have worked on, that confusion of why me punching them in the nose brought me so much attention.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a separate thing to work on. So you've got a little movie. Now, let's go back to current time. So you're modeling this house in Pennsylvania with your brother. You never know whether he'll explode, and it might be at the slightest provocation, or no provocation at all.
Yeah.
And you would rather leave
Yeah.
than be there with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just imagine the worst that could happen there. Like I used the lock back door earlier, but just imagine where you have to deal with him on some topic, on some issue, and you're angry, and you're ambivalent.
I guess I still have that confusion of how would I even, like I don't have that fear anymore. That seems to have gone, but how would I talk to him about anything?
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yes. Yeah.
This is something I'm like I don't know.
So are you going to sell the house, or someone will stay there?
No. We want to keep it sort of as a second home,
Okay.
vacation place, or maybe I might stay there. I'm not sure.
You might actually move in there.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you have to make joint decisions about things like what colors to pick?
No.
No.
No, it's my money, so
Okay.
so I've resolved that problem.
Well, that's a resource you didn't have when you were 3. So.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess the worst thing is, I don't know, I think, his logic is not very good anymore.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's car crashes or the drugs or the post-traumatic stress. I don't know. And I just,
So just picture a scene in the future. Hasn't happened yet. That would be bad. We had to deal with them for some reason. and it's really bad. What might that be?
He screams at me. I scream back. It's in front of friends.
Okay.
It makes us both look like idiots.
Now, now everyone knows how angry Rose can get. God forbid people know how angry Rose can get. Yeah. Just say that I can get angry.
I can get angry.
I have it in me to get angry.
I have it in me to get angry.
I accept that part of myself.
I accept that part of myself.
Do you accept that part of yourself? You wouldn't want to be known as an angry person.
I used to be a very angry person.
Okay. Okay.
But I'm not anymore. So, and I don't like to be an angry person.
Right. Yeah. And so you don't like to be, but you could be.
Yeah.
And that part of you is hard to accept.
I think for me, anger got me through my childhood
Okay.
to a certain degree.
It was health then back then.
Yeah, I mean that anger, the one emotion that was allowable in my family was anger.
Right.
And so when I was little, everyone was screaming around me. And then when I got older, I joined in.
Yeah. Okay.
So we weren't allowed to cry, we weren't allowed to feel vulnerable, we weren't allowed to be needy, we weren't
Right.
allowed to have any needs whatsoever. We were supposed to raise ourselves and help our parents and be farm slaves and never get anything back. And so anger kept me together.
Yes. Okay. And now you've worked yourself in your inner growth to a point where you don't need it anymore.
No, I don't.
Isn't serving you anymore.
No.
Yeah. So just loving and accepting the part of you that could be angry and that was angry is a good thing. You don't need it anymore, but accepting that it was there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good. So check in with your body again. See what your body's telling you right now in terms of feelings, in terms of sun levels.
I still feel a tightness up here.
Okay. So upper chest, tightness. Okay. And
I feel like I'm not able to breathe deeply.
okay. And how intense is the tightness on a scale of 0 to 10?
And there's fear.
Fear, okay.
Fear is maybe 8 or 9.
Okay. So fear 8 or 9. Same area. Okay. Fear 9. Tightness.
It's like anxiety.
And imagine you have a ability to travel back on that feeling. That feeling was a vehicle which you travel back in time. The first time you felt that physical feeling in your body, that constriction, that tightness, that anxiety. How old were you? What was happening back then?
I think it goes back to being so little and, between 2 and 3 and seeing all the violence going on around me.
Yeah.
And not knowing and not knowing whether to run, hide, fight. I don't think I knew what to do. And just stuck, just like a deer in the headlights.
Yes, absolutely. Good. So what we'll do is we'll do one round of tapping on just that feeling, the physical feeling, and the sense of being stuck. And then we'll wrap up this little session here, and we'll work on that during your next session. Okay. So you're an 8 or 9, chest. Even though I was stuck.
Even though I was very stuck.
Very stuck. Witnessing all that violence.
Seeing all that
Seeing all that violence. I love and accept Big rows and little rows.
I love and accept big rows and little rows.
I was stuck.
I was stuck.
Couldn't go anywhere.
I couldn't go anywhere.
Seeing all that violence.
Seeing all that violence.
That happened.
That happened.
I accept that happened.
I accept that that happened.
I was stuck in the middle of it.
I was stuck in the middle of it.
And that's the way my life was.
And that's the way my life was.
That's how I grew up.
That's how I grew up.
I accept that.
I accept that.
Can't change that.
I can't change that.
That really happened.
That really happened.
And I accept my life as having happened that way.
I accept my childhood as a
Childhood,
that way.
yes, right. Yeah. My childhood was that way.
My childhood was that way.
All this violence.
All this violence.
And I was just stuck
And I was just stuck.
in all that violence.
All that violence.
It's going to use the 9 gamut on that too. So tap over here and close your eyes and open them. Eyes down hard to the right and say stuck. Hard
Stuck.
on the left and say stuck.
Stuck.
Eyes a big slow circle. Slowly stuck.
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 Very stuck.
Very stuck. Oh my goodness. Very stuck. Very stuck. All that violence.
All that violence.
Very stuck.
Very stuck.
Unstuck.
Very stuck.
Very stuck.
Very stuck.
All that violence.
All that violence.
Too much violence.
Too much violence.
Very stuck.
Very stuck.
In all that violence.
All that violence.
Very stuck.
Very stuck.
Very stuck.
Very stuck.
Good. Take a breath. Another breath. How are you feeling now? How's your chest?
Chest is low, is better.
What number is it? Numerical score.
So everything in the top of the chest is sort of at 0, but I'm still feeling like a band.
Okay. Yeah, you took a huge deep breath at the end of that 9 gamut technique round, suggested that you'd done some maybe processing there. So for a general issue like getting stuck, the 9 gamut's good at meeting a lot of events at the same time. So next time around we'll work on that. Thank you so very much. Yeah, thanks for sharing with us.